Hey, how you doing? So you got your Afreekan sauce, okay? This is a sauce that it took me 17 years in the making. A lot of prayer whenever I started making this sauce, but my name is Glory Dongala. I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And so I started to make this sauce whenever I was, since I was a teenager pretty much. My mom would cook. My mom was one of the best chefs ever. She can cook a meal, I tell you what. And my mom, my sister, and so they had a base that they would always use. But I didn't like how there was a lot of oil and stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I want to try to make the sauce, but I wanted to make it a little bit more natural. And so I started 17 years ago or so. I started making the sauce over and over and over again. Made mistakes, prayed a lot, and then finally we have my Afreekan sauce. And so what do you do with this sauce? You know, what can you use it for? So today is going to be about that. I'm going to show you guys 3 meals that you can make that'll be easy to do, because one of the hardest thing to do is like come home, try to make a meal and not have to go out and eat, okay? And we don't even know what we're eating a lot of times, right? And so people make this food. You go to fast food restaurants. It takes a lot of faith, right? You have a magic box, somebody speaking to you, and you're just gonna listen to whatever it is that they're telling you. And then you're gonna say, thank you so much for the meal. You don't know what was in it. So it's sometimes really good for you to make food yourself at home, okay? So this is a good base for variety of things. You know, I make spinach with it. I make beans with it. So today I'm going to make beans. I'm going to make chicken, and I call it Afreekan chicken, right? You can say Afreekan beans. So I'm going to make beans with it. You can use it for chips if you want to eat with chips and salsa. You can use it for a variety of things. So for today, this is going to be the base that I'm going to be using for chicken. And I also marinated it on meat. So I'm gonna be grilling that outside. So I placed that in this here bag, marinated it with the Afreekan sauce. And then I'm gonna take that outside on the grill. So you're gonna be seeing me grilling that and cooking it from the beginning all the way through, okay? And you're gonna learn these new ingredients. Some of you have never had this flavor, and trust me, it's a lot of flavor, okay? So are you ready? Let's cook something together. So one of the things that is super important to do is like make sure you clean your meat, okay? I'm not of the people group. I better turn that off. Okay, so one of the things that my wife and I, when we got married, we literally were living off of like $10,000 a year. I kid you not. And so we had to make do with what we had. And so one of the things that I found is that you'll find chicken at Walmart, which people don't really want to deal with, right? It's chicken in these type of bags, okay? Now, I really would love to teach you guys how to cook the ones with the thigh and the leg, because some people see it and they're like, what do I do with it? It's so big. They don't know how to make it because it just looks a little bit challenging, okay? So chicken like this. And so one of the things that we do, and this is cheap. This is maybe $4 or something at Walmart. And so, but there's a lot of chicken legs in here, as you can tell. So you could take this, if it's $4, I got about one. So I got 3 bags. So that's how much? What do you think? It's like what, $12? So no, not $12. The bad math. 3 times 4. That's 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is $12. Okay. See, I'm not a mathematician, but I am a ghetto cook. So, so I get these 3 bags. They're very cheap, so you get about $12, and you can make a meal that will last you for maybe about a week. You could also freeze some of this. And you can have a meal that you cook and you come home and you can eat it without having to go out and eat, right? You're trying to not go out and eat and waste all your money. So if you don't have a lot of money, like I used to not have a lot of money, this is how we did it, okay? So the first thing you want to do is we want to go ahead and cut this open because we're gonna clean our meat, okay? We're gonna clean it up. This is important. So I like this sink here. This 3 sink is really, really nice. So I'm gonna start with putting some water in here. So I'm just gonna pour that out. Okay. Perfect. So now what I do is I use this distilled vinegar that I have here, okay? The white distilled vinegar. And I put that in there, okay? Then I put water inside as well. Now, what this does is it kills what, in my country in Lingala, we call it zei. It's that chickeny taste that's, gamey. You can say kind of a gamey taste, in other words. So it's gonna get rid of that taste when you put the white distilled vinegar in the chicken. You don't do that with the steak because steak takes on too much, so you can't really do that. But you still wash your meat. You wash the steak too, just with water. Okay. So now, when I finish that, I'm gonna put that in here. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other chicken. Okay. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do after that. So whenever you're switching, chicken could obviously, if you don't clean properly, can kill you, okay? So one of the things I do is in between everything, I normally wash my hands and I make sure I'm using soap because now I'm about to go grab some salt, okay, to put some flavor. Okay, so just make sure you're washing your hands, you're keeping everything clean, keeping everything separate whenever you're working with chicken, okay? Okay, now here's the part. This will help with your flavor, okay? So you gotta, this is the best way I learn, okay? It's like, think in your brain, every piece of chicken in here has to have a layer of salt in it. Okay, so that's how you gotta think. Like every piece of chicken in here has to have a layer of salt. Not a heavy layer, but it's like you're putting salt on every single piece, okay? So when I'm going through here, I'm moving them around to make sure there is salt on every single piece of chicken, okay? So this is how you get some good flavor. Okay, now some people are allergic to different things. I used to be allergic to citric acid before God healed me. And so I just flavored everything with salt, and you would be amazed if you know how to put salt on things, how much flavor it'll give to your food, okay? So just keep it in mind. I'm just mixing it. This is one of the ways people lose flavor is because they don't know how to season their food right. And when you don't know how to season your food right, you won't have flavor, okay? So there's a little bit of a science behind this, right? So I gotta make sure that all the flavors are in there. Now, I'm a Christian. You know, some people make their food and they have their own thing that they believe in, which that's what they do, and I don't believe in that. For me, I normally like to pray over my food. I pray, you know, that when people eat it, they're going to be experience the presence of God, that when people eat it, they're going to be healed. It'll help eliminate sickness. I prophesy over my food when I'm cooking. And so I declare good things over it. Amen. So it could be a blessing to people. Okay? So that's one. So that's the salt. Now I'm going to show you how to add another seasoning onto it. So in between, before I go to the other seasoning, I have to wash my hands because I'm dealing with chicken. Okay? So wash my hands very well before I grab the other seasoning. Now I like real hot water. Some of y'all probably can't handle this. This is volcano hot. But make sure my hands are clean before I grab something else. Okay? So now okay. Now let's go grab some seasoning. Okay, so I have this, it's called accent. It's a flavor enhancer, okay? It's gonna bring out the flavor more. So I'm gonna pour that over everything. Now this one, I'm not gonna go crazy on it. I just want enough. So if you're seeing this, just kind of to cover the top there. And whenever I mix it through, it'll go in, okay? That's just to enhance the flavor. Now for today, I chose Korean barbecue seasoning, okay? So that's what I'm gonna be using for this chicken to flavor it. Now when I'm putting this season, like a pudding. When I'm putting this season in, just like the salt, I wanna make sure every chicken has the season on it, okay? So I'm gonna open it up like this, and I have my hand that I'm pouring with, and my hand that I'm gonna be going through and mixing the chicken with, okay? So I'm gonna go through. Now, don't be shy, okay? You have to mix it in there. Get in there. There we go. Get that in there. If you want to cook real good, you gotta cook like a old school grandma. They have it calculated in their brain. Like there's not like a measurement. It's in your head, you know? It's like you just gotta, it's like you get the sense, you know the flavor. Now some of this was trial and error too, you know? Whenever I first was making this, I'm like, really helps. You can smell that flavor, okay? Boom. So that part is done. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay. Go ahead. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the rice. Okay, so I'm gonna make some coconut milk rice, but I'm gonna actually use coconut oil. Okay, so and I'll show you what kind of coconut oil that I use, and there's different varieties, and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, this is really easy. It's very delicious. You can use coconut milk. Coconut milk really brings out the flavor, but I'm gonna show you what I do with the rice. Okay. Okay, so I have this organic and virgin coconut oil, okay? So I'm gonna be using that. And then we're talking about if you don't have a lot of money. So this is not a fancy rice. And so since it's not a fancy rice, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash this rice a lot, okay? Most people don't wash their rice. You should wash your rice, okay? Because it's gonna help enrich the flavor. So I'm gonna do, with something this small, probably do about three cups, okay? So 1, 2, 3, okay? 3 cups. Now for what you do with water, after you rinse it, you always remember how many cups, okay? So if I'm doing 3 cups of rice, and this is a big cup, okay? So I'm going to do 5 cups of water, okay? 3 cups of rice, 5 cups of water is how much I'm gonna do, all right? So I'm gonna bring it over here. Now I'm gonna rinse it, okay? Just to make sure I get all the, and you'll see the color of the rice. Now I learned this from my Vietnamese friend, Mary. Shout out to Mary Tion. So, how to make rice like this. Okay. Out. I do it 3 times because this is that enriched rice, right? So I want to make sure I get all that. The flavor is going to be so much better. And sometimes there's things in the rice. They just kind of, when you're doing this, helps wash all of that out. Okay. So now you have the rice like that, okay? So now I'm gonna take the same cup that I used, okay? Bring it over here, and I'm gonna get some water. Oh, snap. 1. Two. Put that down here. I want you to see my dad's sandals. Three. Four. Five. Now, obviously you don't want the water to be this high. So if we had a bigger pot that we were using, it would be a lot better, but this is what we're gonna be using for today, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on high to boil. Boom. So while I do that, now I'm gonna be putting in the coconut oil, okay? Get a good spoon here. This would be nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take a spoonful of coconut oil. I'm gonna put it in there. And now I'm gonna take some salt, okay? Pour that in there as well, okay? Like this. Now, I want the oil to be able to mix in there very well. So I'm gonna get one of these here would be nice. So I'm just gonna kind of mix the oil in there. Okay. Now I want this to go till it boils. Okay. So I'm gonna be checking on it. Now, normally I put a lid on top of it, but because it's so high, I'm not gonna put a lid on it. Okay. So I just want it to boil like this. And so then I'll be back to check on this. Okay. Okay, so now I come back to my chicken here that I have all the flavor inside. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm using this here. So some in there, some in here. Mix right there. Ah, perfect. Okay, now in the bottom there's a little bit of that vinegar. Whenever I was washing it and stuff, there's some vinegar in the bottom that you can see here. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. That vinegar is gonna bring a really good taste and flavor to it. Now what you wanna do here is you wanna put it on low, okay? Now this is something that people don't normally do, okay? If you put it on low, what it's going to do, it's going to cause the chicken to create its own juice from the meat, okay? So I'm going to put this on low for the next 45 minutes, okay? And so coming and checking on it like every 20 minutes and making sure I'm flipping it, but it's going to stay on low for the next 45 minutes. I'm going to do the same thing with the one that I put here in the back. I'm going to put it on low, okay? For that, when you put it on low, you need to put a lid on top of it. And so, okay, so I'm going to put a lid on top. That's going to help keep the steam and as it's cooking in its own sauce on low, okay? You got to let it cook. Some people ask me, why is your chicken so juicy? It's like it just comes off the bone, you know? It takes some time to do this, you know, but it's worth it. The meat's gonna taste delicious. Okay, so I keep it on low for 45 minutes. Then I come back and then I'll mix in the Afreekan sauce. After 45 minutes, I'll put that sauce in and I'll mix it, and then I'll put it on medium, and then I'll cook it for another 45 minutes to an hour, and the chicken's gonna be done. Okay, so just keep it on low like that. I'll keep an eye on the rice. All right, so the rice is boiling. Now I bring it all the way down to low. Okay, so I bring it to low. I'm gonna let it calm down a little bit before I put something else on top, okay? So, and the reason why it's going like this, I used a smaller pot. Normally you wanna use a bigger pot, so don't do the same thing I did, but I bring it down to low. As soon as it starts boiling, you bring it down to low. And if it's a bigger pot, what you normally wanna do is you bring it to low and then you put a lid over it, okay? Like that. And so then it's gonna help to steam the rice and it'll finish out the rice, okay? So that's perfect, I'll leave that there. Now I'm about to make me some beans, okay? Now I'm also gonna teach you guys, I'm preheating the oven because, like, you know, I wanted to make some chicken also in the oven. And it also has its own flavor whenever you do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm preheating the oven, and then I'm gonna take some more chicken, I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm gonna shove it in here. And we're gonna have some delicious chicken from the oven. It's gonna be good. So now I'm gonna do the oven chicken. I did the same seasoning, as you can see, but I'm gonna add some Afreekan sauce, okay? It's gonna take that flavor to another level. I just mix that in there. You see that? Just like that. And you mix it with the seasoning, with the sauce. Now, I'm gonna place this on here like this with the Afreekan sauce on it. I threw that sauce on it. Afreekan sauce. Perfect. So we're not wasting this juice, okay? This is good juice with the Afreekan sauce mix. You see that red? That's that sauce. And you put that on there. When you cover it with tin foil. Now you got to get something that's pretty deep, like this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some tin foil and I'm going to cover this up right after I wash my hands. I took some aluminum foil. I'm going to cover that real nice. Okay. Make sure I have that all on here. Okay, perfect. I'll be seeing you soon. Okay, now look at how the rice is already looking. You see, I put that on low. The water is evaporating just right. Okay, and so we're just gonna let that stay on low for a while. Okay, I might even move it up just a little bit because the low here, this is an old school oven. It's fairly low. So we'll just keep it there for a bit and it's gonna keep on steaming. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some beans. I'm gonna show you how to make some beans. Now, obviously this is a little small, you know, frying skillet. So if you have something that's bigger, it'll be better, but I want to show you how you can make some beans, cheap, but good meal. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to put some oil on here because I'm going to throw some onions on here. Okay. Put that on high. I use high heat olive oil. Okay. For this, I like that way better. than regular. So I'm gonna put some of that high heat olive oil. There you go. Okay, now I already cut this, but I wanted to show you guys how not to cry. You normally want to cut the onion in half. So some of you have learned this before, maybe, or maybe you haven't. Because normally when you cut this part out of the onion, that's what really, the juices come out, and then you'll see me crying right now. So I cut it in open, so there's not a lot of juice. There you look, not a lot of juice. But if you cut it on the side here, this is what causes the onion to have a lot of juice come out, and then you'll be crying a lot of tears. So for me, I just take that layer off, especially if I see some things on there that I don't like. I'm about to cook this. Okay. So now I'm gonna flip it this way, and some of you may have learned this from Ramsey, but you know, you take your knuckles and you put them like this so you don't cut your fingers off. Okay. But I put it in there, and I go down when I'm cutting. Okay. This is what I want from the onion whenever I'm cutting it out. Once I get close to the middle, okay, I flip it just like that. I want to get a good knife that's big, like this. Knife that's thick makes it a lot easier for you to cut. Okay, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna cut that. Perfect, right? So now I'm gonna do my garlic. Move this onion over. Easiest way to do garlic, flat side, like that. Squeeze it, boom, opens up, right? It'll make it a lot easier to peel whenever you do that. Look at that. Look how easy that is, right? So I'm gonna do a few. Woo! I'm gonna do a few garlic. So I'm gonna do minced garlic. Okay. Now, this is fresh. You're eating some fresh food here. So I'm gonna mince this garlic. Get all this out of here. This here. Okay, so when you're mincing garlic, same thing. Look at how I have the knife, and I'm just going up and down. Okay. See, start slow. It's your first time doing it. And come out here cutting your finger off or something. And it's fun too. I mean, if you like to cook, it's fun. Okay. See, I move. I bring it in. I go like this and I move. Okay. I bring it in. Some on the side, some on the side. Move. I mince that garlic like that. See? There you go. Now you have that. Okay? Now I'm going to open up the beans. I like the bean juice in these beans. Not a big fan, especially when I have my Afreekan sauce, right? I'm just going to empty that out like that. Now this makes it easier for you to cook a meal, because I mean, you could use regular beans, but obviously if you make some beans, I have a Hispanic mother who took me in, and she would make some delicious burrito night. Wednesday was burrito night. You know what I'm saying? And she would make beans, but it would be all day, right? So sometimes I like to make beans like that, but for the sake of time, I'm going to be doing the beans like this, you know? So, all right. Get all that out. Okay, spinning cans will be perfect. So now we're about to toss the onion in. We're gonna get that sizzling sound that I like very much. All right, get my onions. Voila. Get my garlic. Now you could also mince some ginger. That's what I like to do. I'll mince ginger. So I didn't do it on this, but you can mince the ginger and then throw that in there too. Okay? I don't want to waste anything, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a ghetto chef. Okay, so now I want it to start kind of cooking until some of it's turning a little bit brown. Okay, so I'm gonna get something that I can use on this because it's metal. This wooden spoon would be perfect. Use that. Break that up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more salt, just a little bit of salt to put some more flavor in it. Okay. Just like that, you see? Sprinkle of salt, boom. It's going to mix it. It's going to put good flavor in. I'm going to do this until the onions get real soft. Now look at this rice. Look at the rice. Okay, I want to show you just how, look at that. Now I'm going to get a piece, hold on, let me wash my hands, but I want you to taste this rice with me vicariously through me tasting this rice. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. So you're going to check this out. Here you go. We're gonna taste this rice together. See here, what do I got here? Oh. Okay. You know what? I could be a bias. I have a guest in the show here. His name is Lyle. And Lyle's gonna come and he's gonna taste this rice for the people, just so you can know that I'm not being biased to my own, cooking or anything like that. Hey, Lyle.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Lyle. Got blow on it.
All right. And this has a sauce in it?
Nope, this one didn't. I didn't make it with sauce, but you could put some Afreekan sauce on. You want to put some on the next bite? Mm-hmm. How is that? Is that soft?
Perfect.
Perfect.
It
soft.
is perfect.
Okay, so let's get another spoon, which we could put some Afreekan sauce on. I think there's some spoon over here. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna get some rice and we're gonna put some Afreekan sauce on it. Now you tasted it without the Afreekan sauce.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're gonna put a little dip of the sauce right here. So hold on to that. Now I'm gonna put this rice inside, just like that. And now try it with the Afreekan sauce.
So freaking good.
It's a freaking good.
Yes, sir. It is delicious.
You mix that sauce, you mix it with rice, you mix it. So now I'm about to make the beans inside of it. And you're welcome. I'm gonna put the beans in here. So afterwards, you know, everybody's gonna get to eat here very soon. At the end, I'm about to grill that meat. We're gonna cut it up real nice. It's marinated with the Afreekan sauce. It's right there. So we're gonna be cooking that outside on the grill. Y'all gonna get to see that Afreekan sauce mix in the grill. We got the chicken in the oven here. We got the chicken out here, which look at it, it's just been, you see how it's increasing? Nice and slow, 45 minutes on low. Look at the sauce increasing. You see that? That's what you wanna see. So 45 minutes on low, we're almost at the 45-minute mark. And then I'm gonna bring some Afreekan sauce. I'm gonna mix it in there and then let it cook with the Afreekan sauce, and I'm gonna put it up on medium. Then you get that mix and that juice that's already inside. See, this is the other one that we had in here. Same thing. Look at that. Oh, you can smell it. Oh, if you can smell that, it is just. And this is a meal you can make at home. You don't gotta go, like, we hardly go out to eat anymore. We just cook these meals, and I have several of them that I wanna show you guys. And you can make this at home for yourself, save it, put it in the fridge. Throughout the week, you just keep on eating. You're gonna be eating good. So now I'm gonna put some of that sauce in there. The oil, the onions have gotten soft. You know, the garlic in there. Now I'm gonna take the Afreekan sauce and put it in there. So now, if you could come and look at this. So this is where I'm gonna be making the beans, right? Look at that. Look at that brown. You wanna see that brown. That's a nice color there. It's nice color brown. I like that a lot, right? So that's what you wanna see, okay? You wanna see that? That brown is nice, just light brown. And I tell you, when the onion is this soft, whenever it's mixed with the beans, it's gonna be delicious. So now what I do is I take the sauce and I just pour that sauce in like that, okay? Now we don't wanna waste out all that sauce, right? Because we gotta use this on the chicken, you use this sauce for everything, okay? So now I'm gonna mix it. Now you wanna let it be in there until it turns, it's already a red, but you'll see this different kind of color the sauce is gonna turn. That means that it's cooked, okay? So you'll see it turn more of maybe a brighter color, okay? And then, so we let it sit in there for a bit. Now I'm gonna turn it up some more to get that sauce cooking, okay? So now that we've reached like the 45 mark for the chicken, I'm gonna take the Afreekan sauce, I'm gonna pour it in this chicken, I'm gonna be mixing it, okay? So I need to get something that I can mix the sauce into it. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy this chicken. You're gonna really like the chicken. The rice is finished. So now in here, normally, you know, if you have a pot, it'll be different, but we mix it in here, okay? Now you see that chicken? You wanna do it in a little bit of a bigger pot than this, okay? So for me, I could cook it in this, but it'll be a lot easier for you if you do it in a different pot, okay? So what it did, it just brought out some more juice. You can see the juice in there. Look at that. You see that juice in there? It brought that out, right? That's what we were trying to do by putting it on low and putting the lid on it, okay? This is definitely not, it's not by any means cooked, but you're just bringing out the sauce. Okay, that's what you're trying to do, okay? Now I'm gonna put the Afreekan sauce over it, and then I'm gonna put it up on medium. Okay, so just like this. Oh yeah, pour that on there like that. You pour that Afreekan sauce on there. Okay, just like that. You see that? That covering? That sauce is gonna mix in there just beautiful. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this on medium. Okay, Now it's really going to be cooking. And I'm going to put it in there for an hour. I'm going to do an hour because of these old burners. So, but this one, look at this one. This one is already mixed pretty good because the steam, because of how it was in the pot, it's already getting soft. Now I take that Afreekan sauce and I just mix that in there like that. Look at that. Just like that. All of that. Oh no, we're out of sauce. Don't worry, I have a little bit left there. And so we'll keep that one for afterwards, because when you finish, you want to also use the sauce. You can mix it. Remember when Lyle came, he took that sauce, it was fresh, and he mixed it with the rice. Because you can take that extra sauce, you take the chicken, you dip it in the sauce even more flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna let that, now that I put that in there, I'm gonna put this on medium. Come and see. That's the color. You see that orange color? That's what you want to see. So now I'm going to take the beans. I'm going to put it in there. Now all these beans are not going to, well, I think they'll fit actually in here. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. That's just beautiful there. Look at it. That's what we want to see right there. Okay. So now I'm going to mix the beans. Now, a thing that I want to add in the beans is you take a little bit of white distilled vinegar. A lot of people don't know about this. You just take a little bit of white distilled vinegar. Watch how much I put in for just that much. It's going to bring this nice flavor in the beans. Okay. And so then I'm going to take some more salt. Now remember, every time you're mixing something in, you're losing a little bit of flavor because the flavor is trying to take on whatever it is you're putting on it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a sprinkle of salt over the beans. Okay? Because I just put that in. You can't be afraid to use salt if you want to have good flavor. Okay? See that? Again, whenever I'm pouring salt in my brain, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get every little piece of bean on there. Because you have the juice, it's all going to mix in there. Boom. You see that? That's perfect. With the Afreekan sauce, now I'm going to put a lid on it. So I'm going to take this lid that we have over here. Perfect lid. I'm going to put that on the beans. Boom. So now you just let the beans boil and cook in there and mix with the Afreekan sauce. It'll be beautiful. This rice, now I can turn it off because the rice is done. It's nice and soft like I showed you guys before, and you can see it, right? Look at that. And then that coconut oil just mixed in there. And you can do coconut milk too, and that's what makes it even more soft, and you can eat it. Just delicious. Okay, so now we got our chicken here going. I mix that Afreekan sauce in there. I put it up on medium. Now we're getting the steam from the bottom mixing just right. Great. And then I got in here, look at that. And you can smell it. I'm telling you, when this finishes, it's going to be so soft. It's just like falling off the bones. That's how soft it's going to be. Okay? And this is a cheap meal. It's nothing crazy. I mean, if you went to some big restaurant, you're spending what, $50 on a steak? Like for $50, I can buy several of all of this. I can make this at home. I can make a meal which will last for a long time. Okay, you get your Afreekan sauce, you get it in there, you can use it as a base for all these different things that you're making. Okay, and I could have actually put the Afreekan sauce in here too. Whenever the water was here, sometimes I mix that. I put some Afreekan sauce and I mix it. Then your rice will turn a little bit of an orange kind of color because it's mixed with the Afreekan sauce. That's also delicious. Okay. And then on another video, I'll show you guys how to make greens. I love making spinach. Some people hate spinach. When you mix the Afreekan sauce with the spinach, delicious. If you make okra, I like to make okra with the Afreekan sauce. So there's different greens, okra, different vegetables that you can make with the Afreekan sauce as a base. It makes things taste very, very delicious. Now, we have our other chicken in here in the oven that we put with the Afreekan sauce. Put it at 350. We're gonna let this one cook for at least 2 hours, okay? So it's gonna be in there for 2 hours. Then I'm gonna come and check on it at 350, okay? And it's just gonna cook in there very slow, and that's gonna get soft, and that's gonna get done just right. Whenever it finishes, I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna put it on broil. So I'm gonna brown it, brown all the chicken on the top. Then you have the final product there, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys here. You're gonna be seeing the finished product. So everything is on, as you're seeing. The chicken's on, the beans are almost done. See, the canned beans it's a quick meal, okay? So they're almost finished already. They're gonna mix with the flavor, and then when you mix this with the rice, with the Afreekan sauce, it's phenomenal. You're gonna love it, okay? And so that's almost done right there. And so when we come back, you're gonna be seeing the end of all the different things. And then we're actually gonna put the beef on the grill outside. Perfect. Always have to have tin foil, okay? Just in case, like the pot's not covering correctly. So I have something that's not covering correctly, and I want this chicken to cook just right. I'm gonna take this tin foil, and I'm gonna use it. Now be careful, especially if you're new to the cooking scene. You may not have built that ice fingers. You know, if you ever had a mom where she's like touching things that are hot, you're like, what in the world is going on here? Okay, so I'm gonna do it like this, just because this lid just is not fitting perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on top. This will help the chicken cook a lot faster. Like this one, the lid fits just right, and boom, we have something beautiful in here. Just magnificent. It's just working out just right. So just mix it with the Afreekan sauce in there. The chicken is doing this thing in here. Okay? So I'm just gonna let it keep doing its thing. All right, and then that's doing its thing. The beans are done, okay? The beans are done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our camera lady do the tasting for this one. Hold the camera so one will be, could go. Let's see, I'll do a plate. All right, I'm about to serve our camera lady, Talia. She's been working hard. So we got this nice soft rice. I mean, it's just nice. And this is not even fancy rice, but look at it. Look at how it came out, right? So then we get the beans with the onions in there and the Afreekan sauce, right? Now you can't have too much Afreekan sauce, so you just kind of pour that like that. Boom. You mix that in that heat, just like that. Now I'm gonna hold the camera, and she's gonna go ahead and have a bite. Here we go.
This is amazing. Oh my gosh, this is like
That
this
flavor.
is like heaven.
That flavor, right?
It's so like moist. I can taste all the different things that are in it. Wow. I love the rice and the different beans in here, and I can taste all the garlic and everything.
Freaking good.
Freaking good.
Freaking good.
I love that I can just make this at home with all the things that are already in my cupboard.
Right? Easy. Easy peasy. Now you get new food, new flavor. It's going to be good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we've gone now to the end of our cooking here. So we're going to look at what we have. And so we're going to go through it here together. I now have a lot of kids. Being a parent, I guess that's just how it is. So we got the chicken in here. I'm going to try to bring this out so that you can see how soft this is. Right here, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Off the bone. Off the bone. Look at that. You see that? Just nice and soft. Oh, that's it. I gotta give it to the camera lady.
Wow. That's it. That's it.
So you have the soft chicken cooked, and you can see. Look at it just come off. It comes off the bone. That plus the sauce. It's a beautiful thing. We got the beans here. We got the chicken. We got this one that I put with the tin foil on. Look at the sauce. Look at what the tin foil did. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at that. Oh man, it's just soft. So the top here for this one, we're gonna let that still there. Keep on cooking here for those ones. Look at that with the sauce. Look at it. Look.
Wow.
Look.
Yes.
So we're about to eat now. So we're gonna have that soup. We have the chicken. I'm gonna put that top. Move this up to medium because some of those chicken on the top, because we use this skillet, if we used a pot, it would be a lot better. And so we have to do these extra measures. So, but there's that. And then we have this here in the oven. And so go in here. And so look at that. Yeah, just bring that camera in real quick. Look how soft that is. Look at that. Look.
All those juices.
And the juice, it mix right in there. Right? That is just perfect. It's perfect. Now we're gonna go outside where it's not as noisy, and we're just gonna put the beef on the grill and we're done. Beef on the grill, then we're done. Okay? Remember that beef that we put that Afreekan sauce on? We're gonna put it on the grill, then we're done. There we go. Now I'm gonna take that beef mixed with the Afreekan sauce, and I'm gonna put it in here. And boy, we're about to have a taste. Ooh-wee. Now, I put the tin foil underneath because there's so much juice in here. So this will help with the juice. So you're not wasting much juice whenever you're cooking this. See? See what I mean? Look at all that juice. So you want to make sure you get all that Afreekan sauce on there. That's perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna put this down. Let them cook. Been in here cooking. Woo, boy. Come on, baby. There we go. I like what I'm seeing. That sauce is mixing in there. See, that's why you get to keep the aluminum foil there so you can mix it very good with the sauce. We just got that flip. We keep it going. This is Goya. When you're dealing with beef like this, you take some Goya. You put some of that Goya on top too. This look at that. That Goya is gonna be the final touch on this bad boy. I gotta flip. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, my mouth is watering. Oh, I gotta spread that out. Hey, guys, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. See this piece right here? Watch. That right there. See this right here? So that's gonna be in the back, huh? Talking about ninjas.
It's so good.
Oh man, do you want me to cut a piece for you?
Can you? Yeah, the whole thing.
It's time.
Look at that.
Look at that. You still have a little bit of pink in there like that. Now we bring it.
Ooh, I see.
Okay.
Whoa. This is heaven. This is blessed.
Grandma, you came just in time. Come here, Grandma.
Wow.
Come here, Grandma. I got something for you. Grandma, I got something for you. Beef. Beef. I just made it with the sauce and everything. Try a piece. Let's see her reaction.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, Grandma approves. Oh, she can't have that. There you go. Can we bring this to? All right, here you go, Nate. Here. Yes, please. The beef is done.
Wait, there's beef?
It's right here.
Can I have some beef? Let me go get the rice.
You better hurry.
Well, I didn't know. I was taking a child home. I didn't know there was beef.
Okay.
Go get the rice.
Here, I want you to bring this to Michael and
They're coming
John.
in. They're putting their chairs away.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go get the rice.
That is not chicken. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Already. And then there's beans there. And then the rice is done. Let's do that, huh?
That's
You gotta
perfect.
try it right here. Don't turn around.
There you go. You like it, Chelsea?
Fabulous.
Perfect.
Beef is this? Good. What is it?
It's what's for dinner. Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Glory, what kind of beef you gotta tell me? Is that one of our rubs?
No, it's actually. I made this meal whenever I was recording. I found the cheapest stuff that I could find
At the store?
at the store
Oh, good.
to make a very cheap meal.
Why is it so freaking
So
good?
it was $11. It was $11 at Walmart. I found one of those. Yeah, it's like a rose. I think it's a Goya.
I have to correct you, okay?
What?
It's not Goya, it's Sazon. Goya is the people who make it.
Oh, okay. You should have corrected me on the camera.
It says on, but then it says Gloria after.
No,
Sazon Goya.
it's Sazon. Goya
Sazon.
is the company.
Sazon.
No, I'm not gonna correct you on the video.
Yeah.
We'll change
C'est
his lips.
c'est pas comme ça.
Yeah, right. We'll change his lips to make the right movement. Put a voice
You want rice?
Chinese guy.
Rice and beans.
No, right here.